together. Wind is going to be what we're in a relationship with today. It is going to be so windy from start to finish. A lot of times I joke and say, okay, we've got a skirt alert. We're surpassed that today. We're looking at the potential for downed power lines because these winds are just going to be so intense, as well as if you've got some puny little trees, they're already getting a little weak. There's a chance they could even be uprooted. I want you to be very realistic and in the know with how much wind we're looking at. And because of that, we do have wind advisories that will start at noon today, continuing all the way until 6 p.m. tomorrow. At first you think, okay, wind today, gone tomorrow. It's going to be persistent. The difference, though, it will shift in the way of where it is coming from. Tomorrow will bring more of a bite in the way of those wind conditions. Right now, though, it is very warm. Current temperature 54 degrees here in Nashville. You head over into Dixon. Y'all are coming in at 54. It is going to have all the spring feels and characteristics today, not only with the warmth, but also the wind, those spring winds moving through, and also the storms. The system itself is currently just off to our west, and I realize it looks like a mess, but it is going to even out for us. We're going to basically have some warmer air moving into our direction with that really intense southerly flow, and then you've got that cold front that will be behind it, and that's going to bring those showers and storms starting around 5 o'clock this evening. Temperature-wise, though, I mean, it almost is tricking our brains. Some of us yesterday started in the teens. This morning, everybody and their brother is above freezing. We're talking 40s and 50s across the board. Winds currently coming in out of our south, gusting 5 to even 25 miles per hour. We're going to look at this to be more of a widespread situation going throughout the day, of that blanket effect, as all of us, especially starting around lunchtime, will have those winds gusting not only into the 30s, but also 40s. And this is ahead of the storms themselves. Once we start to get those showers and storms moving in, our winds will be amplified even more so, making that the higher threat when it comes to the severity of the situation. Once we get all that out of here, you'll notice heading our way into tomorrow, winds will eventually shift more so out of our north and west, and that's going to bring a bite. Temperatures will not necessarily be face value tomorrow. So the timing of this starts around 5 o'clock, areas off to our west, so going into Benton, Camden, Hopkinsville, y'all are going to get these showers first. Initially very scattered, and then it does get a little more organized as it makes its way and marches its way just off to the east. Up along I-65, 7 to around 9 o'clock. That's when I am going to be watching quite a bit this particular line, not only with the punch in the way of damaging wind gust, but because of the alignment, we could have a few spin-up tornadoes. That is more of the exception than the rule because we're actually missing an ingredient. But if we do end up with that, that will also have something else on the table. The good news is this has a nice forward march. It's not going to be with us for long, so that's going to quickly exit closer to around midnight along the plateau. We'll still have some wraparound moisture trying to move in tomorrow and even a few snowflakes, but the more intense rain, that's going to happen earlier on. How much are we talking? Around a half to 1 inch. Some spots a little higher than that where we get these heavier bands, but because it is going to be so quick, the flood threat is on the lower side. And then speaking of low, highs tomorrow will actually be at midnight. We're going to have a backwards day in place. So you'll notice by lunchtime or so, we're in the 40s. We'll continue to be on the lower side of those 40s by evening. But you got to account for the wind, and of course it's going to feel like a lot of us are freezing for a majority of the afternoon time frame. Your 7-day forecast, highs today, we're going to top out around 73. Main takeaway, it is going to be very windy. Tidy up around your house if you have any loose debris, maybe you've been planting seeds. Go ahead and get everything nice and tight with those trash cans, as well as anything outdoors, toys, because that can end up being flying debris. Tomorrow, backwards day, that high is going to be hit at midnight. Temperatures will linger into the 40s, feeling like the 30s. Still very windy. We relax as we make our way into Thursday, right around freezing. By the afternoon, 50. Then our next best chance of rain bend will start out as we make our way into Saturday, as temperatures will be more seasonal into the upper 50s and low 60s.
All right, good to know. Thank you, Nikki.